Hi class, and welcome. My name is Maria Vlasic, and today to help me illustrate the Gestalt approach to counseling is lovely Melissa. And Melissa is a college student studying human development at one of our local universities here. So welcome Melissa, thank you so much for joining me and helping me with this illustration. Alright, so today we're going to talk about some of her struggles. And specifically speaking about struggles within your family dynamic. And mainly it's these feelings that you have, that your parents tend to favor your brother over you, or at least they have in certain situations. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how this has affected you?
Sure. So just over time in my life, I feel that my parents have showed favoritism over my brother, which has led me to think that they love him more than me, just by certain circumstances, such as them going to all of his football games, but not really going to my dance recitals, or just little things here and there, but it definitely has affected me with thinking that I don't measure up to their standards or to him.
And I know that I'm fortunate enough to know the family, and I know her parents as well. You guys are both you and your brother are older now. You're both adults and really busy with your lives and doing all kinds of awesome things. How is this affecting you right now?
It's affecting me right now, I guess, with the idea of still not feeling that I measure up, and it's caused a lot of insecurities. That has
insecurities in what areas of your life, or how
just
does it
thinking-
manifest?
Just thinking that others, even with my brother, because we have the same friends, same social groups, so I always feel like he's more preferred than I am.
Wow.
With friends, with family, close family, distant family, just now it's become not just within my parents.
Just like everybody, right?
Yeah, just like a realm, a bigger
Oh,
realm
man.
of it.
Oh man, okay. And what are some triggers? What, or if you can remember, when was the last time you felt like, or you pinpointed oh, see, they're demonstrating more favoritism, or that they like him more and love him more?
Well, the other day, my dad, he came home from work, and both of my brother and I were in our own separate rooms with the doors closed, and he went in and said hello to my brother and how his day was, but he never came and said hi to me or asked me how my day was.
And what did you say to yourself at that very moment? What did you say?
I just said, in my head, see, I was right. They love him more because they care more about his day than mine.
If your parents were right here, right now, and they heard that last statement you just made, they love him more than they love me, what would they say to that? Would they agree with you? Would they deny it? What would they say?
They would say that that's not true and that they love us equally. They just that we're just different, but they love us the same.
All right, Melissa. Well, that being said, we're gonna go over an exercise really quick, okay? And I want you to, for a moment, imagine that there's 3 chairs right here, and your mom is sitting in one, your dad is sitting in another, and your brother is sitting on the 3rd chair. And in using I statements, I want you to tell them what you resent about them, what you demand that they do for you, and what you appreciate about each and every one of them. So, for example, you would say, Mom, I resent, and you fill in the blank. Mom, I demand, and you fill in the blank. So go ahead and do that for all 3 of them.
So, starting with
You can
Mom.
start with Mom, yes.
Mom, I resent that you went to all of my brother's football games, but not to all of my dance recitals. I demand that you show interest in our hobbies equally, and I appreciate that you have always been there for the important things. And Dad, I resent that you seem more interested in my brother's life than mine. I demand that you show us both that you're interested in our lives,
Okay.
and I appreciate.
What does that mean? Let me stop you right there. What does that mean, show more interest in my life? Like, what would Dad have to do in order to validate that feeling? Like, what would he need to do?
So, like, my example of him going to my brother's room, like, equally would be him coming to my room afterwards.
There you go.
So, just showing interest equally.
Mhm.
And because my mom more shows it in, like, the things that we do, or my dad just shows it in who we are. So, just getting to know us equally as we're getting older. But I do appreciate how much my dad loves me.
Good.
He is a very loving person.
Oh,
So
good.
then, on to my brother.
Okay.
Brother, bro. I
Did
resent.
you? I'm sorry. Did you? You said what you demand from your dad, and did you say what you appreciated on him?
Yeah, that he does love us very much.
Very nice. Okay, very good.
And then for my brother, I resent that you're so awesome, and I demand that you show me your ways.
There's nothing the guy can do, right?
I know, just rub off on me somehow.
Aw.
And then I appreciate how helpful you are, how understanding you are, and how kind you are to me when I talk to you about these things.
Alright, so you just mentioned like the last three things that you really appreciate about your brother are, you know, his kindness, how easy to love, and how understanding he is. Could these be the very things that your parents appreciate about your brother as well? He's
Yes.
just like he's just an awesome guy, right? So Melissa, moving on, do you know what confirmation bias is?
No, will you explain that to me?
Okay. Confirmation bias is a tendency to search for information that confirms one's beliefs. Okay, and it's basically another way of saying like you see what you want to see a lot of the times, and the main problem with that is that we miss all the other information that contradicts our existing beliefs about whatever. Okay. So in order to challenge and make you aware of your thoughts, I want you to do two things for me, okay? First thing is what I call catch and journal. So every time you catch your parents loving you somehow or demonstrating attention or love or however you define that, I want you to pay attention to it and I want you to journal it, okay? You could journal it that night, you could journal it on the spot, on your phone, however you want to do that. Make sure you do that. And the second thing I want you to do is when you were tempted to use this confirmation bias, I want you to say out loud, they love him also, and make sure that you're not saying, you know, there they go, you know, see, they love him more, and they love him, you know, they're totally showing preferential treatment and all this. I want you to say they love him too. They love him also, every single time, okay? Because is it possible that just like you two are unique and different individuals, you elicit unique and different behaviors from your parents? Yeah, that's a possibility, right? But their love for you and their commitment for you is steadfast, yes? So in closing, I want you to just think about these things. I want you to be aware of your thoughts. And through these exercises, I hope that it changes your outlook and that you're able to develop new behaviors because of it. Okay. So thank you so much, Melissa. That's the end. And I just want to thank you for joining me. Till next time.